Homework about what?
I don't know, your question, the interview.
No, I never do homework about questions.
Flying it.
Yeah.
Always flying it. There's no script.
All right, let's
That's how we
go.
do it.
I just want to be funny because we couldn't be funny on the murder one. So I just want to be able to be more relaxed and joke and whatever.
Well, you
like
should be
the
relaxed.
murder, we couldn't like.
Because we're already recording.
Hey!
You sneaky.
Welcome, everyone.
What's
right.
up?
Hey, everybody. So, Krista, you cheers. Cheers
Don't
to you
touch
guys.
the wire.
Don't touch the wire.
Touch the wire.
Touch the wire.
You are actually a very one of our most popular guests, and whenever I meet people for the first time, they well, two things actually. They want, number one, my wife should co-host more often because she's great.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's all true. Mm-hmm. And second, they think that your episode was great and it was funny and
Aww.
well, and it's true.
Thanks, America.
and they agree with you. No one wants a pecker pick.
Nobody
So-
does. Nobody wants that. You know, I've actually ran into a couple women since then that do, and I'm like,
Well,
what?
wait a minute.
I mean, it's literally like two girls I know.
I know
but that
one.
goes.
Out of all the-
it
may be the same one.
I just know one.
Penis picture.
I think it's more of just exploratory. Like it's like National Geographic. Like I don't think it's really like a.
Like an attraction.
Yeah,
thing?
I don't think
Okay.
it's like an attraction thing. I think it's more of like the Smithsonian. Just trying to take it all in. It's more of just a view and go.
Interesting.
No, I mean really. So like a view and go. So if you get the pecker pick, you just take a quick look and then you move on. You don't examine. You don't zoom in. You don't zoom out.
No, you do. I mean,
Exactly.
Because when you go to text your friends, you want to have topics to talk about. Like, did you see that?
No, that was zoomed
It just
in.
starts with y'all. And there's like a picture right behind it. Y'all. ...
So, without saying names of the two ladies that you met who do enjoy a nice picture of the male anatomy, what was your response to them?
It was this. What? That is not true.
The look
That
of
cannot-
shock with a hint of disgust.
Yes, exactly.
What?
That's exactly the look. I know no other woman that I have met and had this conversation with.
Is it some weird thing where, like, you think like women aren't supposed to like that stuff? So maybe some are hiding it that they like it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we are like, oh, that's disgusting, but it's like maybe there are like
Maybe
kind of an
maybe
under-
there's like a closet full of women
Yes.
that like those pictures.
You know, that's a good. I mean, because like if you're heterosexual, obviously you like the male anatomy enough because that's what you're attracted to.
yeah,
but like the actual organ itself, you're not attracted to.
Which makes me, because I had this conversation a couple weeks ago with the friend of mine that likes the dick pics. And I was like, but it's not like, it would be like us sending a picture of our vagina. Nobody wants to see that. And she was like,
Unless
my
you're a dude.
ex-boyfriend wanted to see it. And I was like, what?
Yeah, see, it's different
I'm
because
kind of with you. I think it's just like it's a lot.
Well-
Let's leave the down parts off the pictures.
Well, so again,
Send me a picture of your six-pack.
Okay, but men are visual.
I like that.
That's why, back in the good old days, Playboy, supposedly sex sells, and there's all this other stuff, and all these, women in lingerie. Men are visual dudes. So if you're going to send,
Men are visual dudes.
we are men are visual dudes. So if you're going to send a picture, we're going to look, and we are turned on by that because
Okay.
we're visual. You guys are more sensual, emotional creatures.
That's true.
So that's
This is
why,
still our public service announcement to not send anatomy pics.
Do not send anatomy pics.
no,
Unless you know your girl is definitely into them,
Yes. Unless she has told you firsthand.
don't do it.
Don't
You
do
know,
it.
I still say, guys, don't send it because you never know when you're going to run for like the school board or
Some kind of
mayor's
office.
mayoralship
Yeah.
or
And
office.
your ex wants to get back at you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then now your pecker is plastered everywhere. Like, no, what good comes from it? I would say nothing.
I would say
Nothing.
nothing.
I mean, ask Anthony Weiner. The guy, nothing. Of course,
Nothing.
she was 15 from Concord.
Well, yeah, that's even
Was it
worse.
Concord or Gastonia?
Same thing.
Same.
That
Same
way.
Yeah.
South.
thing.
Over her. So, no,
Over
guys,
yonder.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Even though there are the two chicks apparently that Krista knows,
They're the
who enjoy
minority.
it, they are in the minority.
Yeah.
They're the only two people, and whoever this mystery person is, my wife has just
I
not told me
wonder
about
if it
after
maybe
a year.
is it the same person.
Do we know
Do we
this
know this person? Are we friends with this person?
Yes.
The two of us?
Ooh.
All three of us.
Yeah.
Are
friends
friends
with
with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about the same person.
Did she go to your high school?
Oh my gosh, move on.
I think I know who this is.
Small town America.
Question.
So,
No, you
It's
didn't
like,
get in
guess
high
who?
school.
Do they have glasses?
Yes.
Do they have brown hair? Those are not
Do they
actual
have
traits.
blonde
I'm
hair?
just naming things you would do. Guess who?
I'm pretty sure I know who this is. No, I mean,
You may do.
Oh my
it doesn't
God.
matter. I'd rather not know. I'm not sending her a dick pic anyway.
That's fantastic.
Yes. But so since you were here last, that was a big topic of conversation.
Mhm,
A
it
lot
was,
of people
yes.
have commented about that. But you have actually had something more, I think, tragic yet funny.
Yes.
More funny.
Both of those.
Both of those happened to you in the online dating world. But before we start that,
Okay.
would you say the online dating has gotten better or has it gotten worse?
I found an app that makes it better.
And that is
Church.
farmers.com.
You know,
Farmersonly.com.
that is not.
Dang it.
That's not a winner.
Still rooting for that.
Have you
one.
been on Farmers
No,
Only?
I still have not been on Farmers.
Why
Only.
would you not?
I feel like we're in the
I
mecca.
feel
of
like we had
Farmers
that
Only.
conversation about how nobody takes it seriously.
Does anybody take any of them seriously? I told you, a guy I know who was absolutely totally online just to count up numbers said eHarmony was like shooting fish in a barrel. But that's supposed to be the number one. Hey, we got
And
married.
you got to pay for that. And you got to go through a lot of questionnaires for eHarmony.
Well, obviously they lie.
I guess so.
Can't trust anybody on the
But
online
Bumble is...
Bumble?
Bumble leaves it up to the woman to send the first message. So a guy cannot message you if you haven't messaged him first, which
Oh, that's good.
takes away a lot of the garbage.
So, question: if it's two dudes, how do they bumble?
I guess you... I don't know. Good question. I don't
Sounds a
know.
little sexist on the Bumble to me.
Oh, might have to Google some Bumble information.
We're gonna have to read some terms and conditions. The fine print.
Sounds like Bumble might not be woke.
Somebody better ask Google.
So, but on Bumble, so you can initiate.
Yes.
Okay.
So the guys can swipe if they like your profile, but that's all it can do. So if you were to like my profile and then you pop up on mine and I swipe, I think it's right, and we match, then I can message you. You still can't message me till I message you first.
Okay.
Which,
And how's that been going?
well, after the tragic event this summer, I took a very long hiatus from online dating. And I was
Can't
even
blame you.
surprised I even got back on, but I was like, I'll just get back on for the weekend, see if anybody catches
News out
anything,
there.
Yeah.
And people were lighting you up like a Roman candle.
And
With swipes.
well, it's like you still get the, oh, start talking to this guy. Oh, well, he wants to meet. When it comes down to meeting, he falls off the face of the earth. Or
Oh, so I don't think it was you. Sorry to interrupt you, but this is a really funny story, and I think
Okay.
this is going to segue great into what you
Perfect.
went through. Okay.
sounds exciting.
Which is going to be
I'm on the
such a good story.
edge of my seat.
And I hope this guy's listening. Not this guy, but your guy. Old guy. Whatever.
Summer guy?
Summer guy.
Summer guy.
Summer
I don't
here
even
and
care if we
summer.
say his whole name because nobody needs to see this guy.
Put the warning out.
So I
Other
think it
public
was
service.
a woman I work with was saying her friend was an online dater, and because I was describing your episode, which she had watched, and she knew this was coming up, but she said that she had a friend who, like, all accounts, this is going well. This guy seemed normal. He hasn't sent the pecker pic by the forced text, and like, hey, we're about to meet, and he goes, hey, I just want to let you know something before, tomorrow or whatever, in case it comes up. And she was like, what? And he was like, well, I'm kind of into something. And she was like, well, what do you mean?
That's scary.
Are you into?
something?
And he was like, well, I kind of like feet. And she was like, oh, okay, well, people, whatever. She was still, well, then apparently he sends her a screenshot of feet wrapped around the organ
Oh.
doing the thing.
Oh.
And she was like, what in the world?
No.
Like, here I am. This dude seems totally normal. He has a job. Things are going well. Like, hey, maybe
he-
this is going to work
He
here.
opens his freak closet.
They walk among us.
Everywhere.
Just like the
Everywhere.
first time we all got together, they are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
There are fucked up people.
that walk
Like,
them.
oh
they're in
my
the grocery
God.
store with you. They're in Walmart with you.
Have you met anybody who had a foot fetish? Have you been on a date with anyone who said they had a foot fetish?
So the guy this summer said he liked pedicured toes. And the way this conversation started, because that was one of his things on Hinge that he said he was attracted to. And so
And you were like,
Dear,
oh, here.
dear listeners, you cannot hear my eye roll right now.
it was a big one.
It
I saw it out of
was
the, it was
so
so
big.
large. I saw it out of the corner
It
of my
just got
eye.
hung up like back there. Oh my God.
So the funny thing
was
that
on his
started our
Hinge profile.
conversation was, I said, "Do you care if they're, what's this? Like I do it myself?"
Yeah.
Because I mean, who's got money
You didn't
to
say
do
you don't mind if they're busted, do you?
that? No.
Okay.
I just said,
I don't have boomerang toes.
Do they
but
have to be professionally done or something like that? Ha ha, like a
Yeah.
joke, picking at his. So that's what started the whole thing. So apparently, the lesson is if the guys have any kind of indication about feet issues, or run.
So how did you meet this dude?
Hinge,
Hinge?
which I'm no longer on that either. It wasn't as bad as like Plenty of Fish,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still bad.
So did you initially reach out to this dude, or he reached out to you?
No, I initially reached out to
So
him.
you saw him, and you're like, hey, I like this guy. I'm going to swipe whatever.
And what?
That one's not a swipe. You just messaged.
What can we call him instead of calling him the dude? What's his name?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Not his real name, though, right?
There's a lot of Matthews.
Okay,
It's the Bible Belt. There's a
Yeah.
lot of Matts.
I mean,
Matt,
I feel
Matt.
like everybody needs to know his name.
Warning.
Warning!
You know what you could do? If you want to put out his name, you can in some sort of a post
Okie dokie.
that I am not affiliated with.
So you met Matt
I met Matt.
on Hinge.
Are you trying to play footsie with me? Right?
No, so I do not have a foot anything.
That's true, ladies and gentlemen. She
I
doesn't.
am adverse to feet.
Wait. I want to know what this lady did when she got that picture.
Well, she didn't meet the dude, and she was
thank
disgusted, and it
Good-
made her
good for
just
her.
totally lose faith. And like
In humanity.
Yeah.
dating apps aren't.
100%.
This is gonna like what the hell?
What the hell?
That's why you have to do like old school and go meet them at the bar.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Which is kind of how I met my wife. But anyway,
Yeah, so I met this guy on Hinge. We started talking, and immediately with the funny, see, open with something funny.
Yep.
And then we just hit it off. Like, conversation was flowing. It wasn't like the typical interview questions, like, where you from? What do you do? Da-da-da-da-da. And so we hit it off. We talked the rest of the week. We ended up going out that weekend. And it was even better in person. Like, we hung out probably, I don't know, 6-7 hours that day.
mm-hmm.
And I'd asked him on our first date, we got to talk. I mean, we talked that long. We talked about a lot of things.
You cover a lot of ground.
Covered
Yeah.
a lot of ground. And I said, you ever been married before? And he said, yeah, once. And I said, well, do you have any kids? And he said, no. But he wanted kids. Check.
So
Great.
is a dude who has been married before a deal breaker?
No.
Okay.
But you should probably know
Why?
some of that stuff going into it. Like,
It's important, and this is what, because he later on didn't want to, no, he never wanted to talk about his divorce, which is a red flag. And you want, and I was like, he was like, why is it important to know? And I was like, well, that shapes you. That
Sure.
has an
Yeah.
impact of who you are.
give
and
me
what
the
happens.
elevator spiel. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to know the nitty gritty details,
but
but
like-
like, she left, you changed. Like, give me some kind of
Yeah.
content. Like,
Mhm.
what's going on?
Yeah, he just didn't want to tell because he was the cheater.
Okay,
We're gonna
so
get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get
y'all
to that.
hung out.
Hold it. Hold
Sorry.
it in.
Yeah, we hung out. It was great. We hung out the whole next week. He lived, can I say the city he lives in?
Yeah, sure.
He
Okay.
lives in Elkin. And it was during the summer, so I had summer off. I was actually house sitting, dog sitting in Mooresville. So he, every day, as soon as he get off work, he'd come meet me. We'd go
From Elkin.
from Elkin.
That's a hump.
Wow.
We went, we'll get to that. We went cycling, we went kayaking, rock climbing, like all the things.
Man, this
Perfect.
guy's
Very
laying-
active.
This guy's laying the groundwork. there.
Right?
Yeah, he spent some
He
time
was like
in.
he was a gentleman. He's opening doors. He's polite to our
He's
servers.
a professional,
like,
too.
and he's
He had a job?
he has
No.
yeah, found him on. Okay, so when you start dating somebody, you gotta check them out.
Yep.
So you Google them, you find out all the information.
Right.
The only thing I could find out about him was where he worked, which he was honest about what he did
Yeah.
and where he worked. But that was it. No social media, no connections, nothing. I could not find this guy anywhere. That's always a little bit like, huh. I mean, no addresses, no white pages, no
Oh,
nothing.
yeah,
I didn't
no,
know
that's
that.
weird.
This dude is like you.
Yeah, this guy's like you. What is that guy's name?
Joe.
In the Joe,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. But go ahead.
That's a good show.
Damn
watch
right
it.
it is.
Mhm.
Go ahead. So,
So-
Matt has no online presence.
Nothing.
Killer. Go ahead.
Probably will be one day if you ain't already.
Keep going.
So there was starting to be little signs.
I mean, you brought this dude to the 4th of July
I did.
hangout.
And everybody liked him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He fit right in.
Fit
So
right in.
Brandon and I had a chance to meet Matt at the at a July 4th cookout. Nice guy, normal, handsome, polite, met all of us. Like, I feel like that would be intimidating for someone who's not really in it to commit to coming to a cookout like that where all your friends are going to be, your brother, like everybody that you care about besides from like family are going to be there. That's a big ask.
You know why he
New in a
melded?
relationship, and he did it, and he came and was friendly
He
and
knocked it out of the
seemed
park.
normal.
He did a great
Yeah,
job. You know why? Because he's a psychopath.
probably.
And we'll find out here in just a moment.
You're
So after
100%
July,
right
so we met him July 4th. We all hung out. What happened
So there's
after that?
there started to be little signs. Like
Okay.
he had told me one day his mom and him went and ate lunch while he was at work. So I was like, well, I'm off. Like I can come eat lunch with you one day. Oh, I just I barely have time to eat, so I just usually eat in the office. Okay. Well, why don't I come up to Elkin since you've been coming down here? Oh no, I'm the guy. Like I should come to you. I'm
Oh,
the gentleman.
Yeah.
Thing to do.
Okay.
Let me use chivalry as a shield.
He also used Christianity as a shield, which
The hellfires are hot, my friend.
That's not good.
so he was really good at like figuring out what you like and
Yep.
jumping right on board with it.
Psychopath.
Psychopath.
Sociopath. Okay.
So there was kind of those things like, why are you fighting so hard not to let me come to Elkin? But there's nothing really you can say or prove about that. Maybe he's just a nice gentleman. And then he has no social media. Keep that in mind. He one day sent me. We were talking. He was headed to work. He kind of indicated he was already at work. And we were joking about one of the emojis and what it actually looks like on your face. So he sent me a picture of his face. Well, he's in the car, which is a van, because his pilot is in the shop, which has been in the shop for a long time now.
Okay, so the dude drives a pilot, Honda Pilot,
Supposedly.
but he's taking a picture, but he's driving a minivan.
Like a minivan.
Yeah.
Because
Had he been
his
driving a
mom-
van when y'all were meeting?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So his mom's letting him borrow the minivan.
Okay.
Now, he has a sister and a niece, but that's it. Why does your mom need a minivan if there's just one grandkid?
Well, in
Yeah.
full disclosure, I love a minivan, so I'm not going to rule it
Brandon
out.
does
I
love
mean,
a
my
minivan.
grandparents got a minivan
Hey.
and they're rocking it. They
I
love
would
it.
drive the shit out of a minivan if I had to.
So that was kind of like a little like, Well, he sends me this picture. He's driving in the van, but he's supposedly at work
At
already.
work,
Yeah.
right.
And I saved it to my camera roll, of course. So
Gotcha.
later that night, I pulled it back open.
Don't touch the
Don't
wire.
touch the wire.
Go
So I
ahead.
pulled it back up. And when you save a picture that somebody sends you or something, it saves it to the date and time that you took
Yeah.
it. Well, that was from the day before on his way to see me. So not the morning of.
So he sent you a saved photo.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that was like a, why are
Yeah.
you sending me? One, why are you taking a picture like that with that kind of face on,
Uh-huh.
like a sexy smile kind of face?
Was he giving you duckbill platypus?
No, thank
Oh,
God.
good.
That would have been over right then. That'd have been like,
Deal breaker.
deal breaker.
We out.
So he sends me that picture, or I found out that it was from the day before. And I'm like, I asked him about it because,
Krista is all about the honesty. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yep. So I've learned a lot of lessons over the years. You pay attention to the red signs and you find out about it. Oh, well, yeah, I just took that. And I said, well, why did you take it the day before? Like, you don't have any social media. And like, who's he sending it to if it's not to me?
Yeah.
And it ain't his mama.
Well, he said it's his mama.
Shut
Oh, yeah. He said,
Dude said I'm sending this picture to my mama.
said, my mama texted me, asked me what I was doing. She doesn't like me to text and drive, so I sent her a picture.
She doesn't like me texting and driving.
So he sent her
Like,
a
it's
picture.
true we should not be texting and driving, but how
Oh,
old are
100%.
you? Like, I would never say, well, my mom doesn't like me doing that.
So I sent her a picture to prove I wasn't texting.
Yeah.
Like,
While driving.
I can't.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
Something's
And
wrong.
at this point, like, I can't say you're a liar because I have no hard evidence. Except that it's really weird that the way this whole thing you played it. So and I talked to some of my friends who were like, oh, well, you know, one of them in particular who's new to the dating world because she's been married for 15 years. It's like, oh, you're being crazy. And I'm sure it's nothing. And I'm like, I should have trusted my instincts then. But they had me convinced that it's just something else. So we ended up continuing to go out. Kept being these little red flags. And I was like, I've got to find out more information about this guy. And I remember I have a friend that lives in Elkin.
Nah, hopefully nothing. I don't know.
It's like, oh, time's up.
Ding.
They said, "Ding, get to the hot sauce."
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, I got that friend in Elkin. So I texted him. I said, do you know this guy? And he's like, yeah, why? I said, I met him online. I was just wondering about him. He said, run. Call me if you want more details.
Tick, 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 tick.
Send.
Kids, time out. Everybody sit down, put your hands on your head. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Right. Practice.
I don't even know what you do with kids
fire
that age, but
drill.
everybody just sit down.
Thank God I wasn't in school.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It
that's
was
right.
summer.
It was summer.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I was like, immediately call him. And he's like, apparently, he's like, yeah, he left his first wife for his second wife. I'm sorry,
Whoa.
he got a second wife? Yeah. And he
Oh,
had
my
4
God.
kids by the first. He has 4 kids? Yeah, he's got 4 kids. Oh, well, that's interesting because he told me he didn't have any kids. And he only had one previous wife. He said, yeah, he left the first wife for the second wife, ran off with her, and came back and apparently had 2 more kids, which ended up not being true by her.
Wait a minute. He had 2 more kids, just not by her.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
So right now,
my God.
what I
Now
know
this is shit that we didn't know.
Yeah,
You didn't know this?
No.
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 Oh.
We just knew he had been married before with 4 kids, which explained the minivan.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know he had a second wife, and didn't know apparently there's other children's by other women's.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Did I not tell y'all this whole story?
No.
Oh, well, it's about to get good for you then.
Oh well, let me
Pop
just...
some popcorn. So,
Pop some popcorn. Everybody have you a cocktail.
so ask him about this, and he's like, I didn't, that guy, he's got his story wrong, and apparently he knows. I mean, he got super defensive, which is also a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
He got super angry and defensive, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm just asking. It's your chance to clear it up. And he said that he didn't leave his first wife for his second wife, and that he didn't want to tell me about his kids because he had just met me. Okay, well, now we have spent which makes 0 sense. Like, why would you not want to tell somebody if they're the most important thing in your life that you have kids?
Yeah.
Because you're a psychopath.
And
Right.
I kind of feel like you got to get that out early.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go ahead and
Like,
just,
how do you recover from that to say, oh, you know, on
By
our
the
first
way,
date,
I
I
know
told
I
you we
said-
didn't have any kids,
I know I
but
said no,
I
but what I
actually
meant
have
was, yes.
6 kids by 2 different women.
And this guy is way younger than me and Brandon.
Actually, he's not.
He's not.
Oh, he's not?
Uh-uh.
Oh, he looked it.
He's my age.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Which gave me hope, like, oh, he's older, he's got a good job.
He's kind of been through it,
Yeah.
ready to settle down.
No.
So, 4 kids,
So 4 kids.
first wife.
And he got super defensive. And I was like, look, we just need to meet. Like, I was at the beach. I said, we just need to meet, have this conversation in person. And because we hit it off so well, and it's so rare that you meet somebody that you hit it off so well with
Yeah.
and can spend all this time with. So I wasn't ready to just cut and run. Like, I wanted to see him face to face, be able to see his face and how it matches his words.
See the house of cards
See
burning.
the house of
I
cards.
just want to see that liar's face.
Woo!
So when I first found out about the first wife, I found out her name from that guy. And so I found her on Instagram, sent her a message.
Oh, shit.
She never replied back for another week. But by this point, I had already found out more information. So I ended up talking to the same friend who was like, didn't trust me in the first place. And I was like, aha! I told you. I should have listened to my instincts. So she gets online, and she ends up finding a baby registration to him and another woman that's not his previous wife of twin babies that are 7 months old.
No wonder he liked the twins.
Oh.
No wonder.
That's right.
He was very helpful and
Yeah.
loved playing with Dimp and Sully.
Interacting with the twins.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Time's up.
Sorry about that. Junk customer will have to hold.
Oh.
Oh my
Just kidding.
gosh. Y'all were some super sleuths.
Yeah, so wait. So she went through a baby registry. Like, who would even think to do that?
I have no idea. She didn't. I don't remember what she Googled, but somehow it came up, baby registry, and his name.
That's just bad luck on
I
his
had
part.
done a crap ton of search for this guy.
Obviously not enough.
And somehow she figured it out. So then I called the guy back in Elkin, and I'm like, what's this about? And by this point, he had found out more information. And he said, so there was wife number 1, wife number 2, a baby mama of twins, 7 months old. And by that point, I'm like, okay, now I'm done. Like, there's no coming back from this. Like, there's no explaining.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have somehow, I don't know.
No.
Nah.
But in reality, no. But I was willing to sit down with him and see what he had to say.
You wanted it so hard
I did.
for
I
him
wanted
not to
it
be
an
asshole.
A psychopath. I wanted it so hard. So I ended up hearing back from his first wife a week later. And she's like, thank you for reaching out. I'm so sorry for the delay. Yes, I'm his first wife. And so she begins to tell me about the second wife and the baby mama. And they're like a group of ladies that have been through this drama with this guy.
They have like supper club together to tell stories about Matt.
Pretty much. Like, they have created this bond.
That is so weird.
Of women who've been screwed
real
over.
Quick,
Yeah.
Did he have an affair on wife number 2 that created the twins? Or were he and wife number 2 separated when he made twins with baby's mama?
I don't know. They were at the time legally still married because he had drained her finances, and she was taking him to court to try to get money.
Yeah, this guy. He's
and so she had gotten to the point where she was like, I'm almost at the point to just cut my losses and move on because he's so psycho. He was abusive to her.
No.
And she had pressed charges on him. And, of course, he came back and was like, I found Jesus and I've changed. So she let him back in. And as soon as she let him back in, he was right back out abusing her again. And she was like, all 3 of them are like, because they all 3 now are messaging me on Instagram. Because wife number 1 told wife number 2 and or baby mama. So then both of them started messaging me. And all 3 of them are telling me their stories. I mean, we talked for hours on Instagram. Wife number
I feel
1.
Like this would have been easier if y'all just didn't have like a 4-way phone call.
Yeah.
Should have, yeah.
You should have done free conference call. Here, guys. Here's the access number and the pin.
Right? Wife number 1 was telling me about how the 4 kids hate to go to him on the weekends, but half the time he cancels with some lame excuse. Like the weekend he was with me, hanging out on our first date, he supposedly had pink eye and couldn't hang out with the kids because he had to go to the doctor. And I was like, no, he was with me.
Oh, my God.
Can send you a picture of proof.
So how did it come down? Like when you and him got together?
Oh, we never got together.
Oh, y'all
No.
never. Yeah, you were just like, I'm out.
I was out.
Did he ever say like anything?
Well, the baby mama was messaging me, and she said, well, do you care? Or no, she said, I've tried to tell his current live-in girlfriend what a piece of crap he is, and that this is the type of guy. I said, I'm sorry, his what?
Oh, no.
So this guy is living with another woman while dating you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And probably dating other people. Because one night I was hanging out, and this is when I was on to him, and I was like, he was supposedly in Winston with his boys hanging out, and I said, send me a picture. And he said, why? And I said, because I miss your face. And he was like, okay. And it was like 5 minutes later, and I told my friend, I said, watch, he's going to send me a picture of him in the bathroom.
From the bathroom. Oh, yeah.
Sure
From the
enough,
bathroom.
what's he do? Sends me a picture of him in the bathroom. Nice collared shirt on. And I'm like,
Date
he's on
night.
a date. He's totally on a date. So there's no telling how many other people he's going out with.
who in the hell lives in Elkins? Like, yep, let's go to Winston to hang out. I mean, that's not close.
No.
Number one.
Well, that's where his current living girlfriend
Well,
is from.
apparently he's got so much shit going on. He's got to get out of town. He's coming to her in Mooresville. He's going to Winston with some girl. Like he's
keeping them spread out.
the kitchen's too hot. He's
You know
got to
what's
get out.
funny is
The
on our
minivan has
first
300,000 miles on it.
on our first date, he told me that since we had hit it off so well, like he wasn't really interested in dating anybody else because it's too much work to date more than one person at a time. If anybody ever tells you that, run, because they dating 5 other people. Got a
You know what he
living
went-
girlfriend, a baby mama, 2 ex-wives.
He just wanted to give you a gift, and that gift was a baby. That's all he wanted to do.
Well, one of his, I can't remember which lady it was, but one of them said this is his MO. Like, he finds your interest, and he latches on, he woos you, and then he starts to turn to his abusive side,
Is
and
it
he gets you
physical or
pregnant.
Physical or emotional abuse?
Both.
Both. Oh, man.
So, second wife and baby mama were physically abused. First wife was just mentally abused. And the kids, like the oldest one turned 18 this year. And, yes, that's another thing. The oldest one turned 18 and got her stepdad to adopt her because she hates
Oh wow,
Matt so
Wow.
much. Yeah.
that's a bold statement.
Like, I don't even know what type of karma is going to come back to bite this dude in the ass. I mean, he has to pay child support for all these kids, right?
I feel like he has
He's
zero paycheck.
supposed to, but how many guys are supposed to pay child support
guess
and
what
don't?
happens?
Oh no, they come get you.
Yeah, your ass goes
They
to
garnish
jail.
your wages at work. Like they will send a letter from the Department of State or North Carolina Department of Child Services or whatever, and it says you must garnish their wages in order to pay back child
and
support.
giving what
And
he
if you
did for a
don't do
living,
that,
he
they'll come
made a
arrest
nice
you.
living.
Yeah.
But that's why he was living with the girlfriend, because he was paying child support with 6 kids, so he couldn't afford his own place.
Well, girlfriend moved to Winston. Oh, so this is the best part of the evening, talking to the 3 women.
Wait a minute, it gets better?
Oh, it gets better.
How?
So I'm sitting there talking to the 3 women, and the baby mama is telling me about current living girlfriend, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And next thing I know, nobody asked me if this is okay. Next thing I know, current living girlfriend messages me. This is Matt's current girlfriend, current living girlfriend. Can I call you? Oh, what just happened?
704. 873.
And I'm thinking, if this were me and I'm living with this guy and I hear these things, I'd want to know.
Yeah.
So I call her, and at first she is pissed because she thinks I'm after her man.
Oh, so
Nah,
she's mad at
nah,
you.
boo.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
And
You got it
so
twisted.
I quickly set her straight and told her, she'd cuss me out. And
I
was
want to hear like
"Whoa."
badass Krista. Like, how do you handle? You're always so like calm and put together, and it's like I would love.
Well, she
just
starts sending all these pictures
see
of him.
you,
Like, here you go. Ting, 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 ting.
like
That's exactly what I
getting
did.
verbally lashed at by this woman, and you're just like,
I was like,
What the hell?
whoa, I don't want your man. I'm warning
Not
you.
anymore.
I said, I had no idea anything about this guy.
I didn't know he was
I didn't
your
know you
man.
existed.
And that he had the freaking Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I had no idea about any of this. What he told me was he had been married and divorced and had no kids. There was nothing else. I don't want your man.
oh shit,
I'm warning you that he was dating me while he's living with you.
oh.
I have nothing to do with him anymore. And so she calmed down after that, and she was like, well, can you send me proof? I said, absolutely. I have all our Hinge still up. Like, it's all there in black and white. I can screenshot them, send them to you. I can send you the pictures
And
and,
you
the
did that.
dates. Yes.
I'll send you
And she
pictures from
said-
July 4th from the
She
cookout.
said, okay, I'd like for you to do that. So I did it.
Download zip file.
Send.
Done.
And
Here is 64
I heard,
photos.
I heard from baby mama the next day that current living girlfriend moved out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't.
Also,
good
she
for
lived
her.
with him.
Yeah, she lived with him. She was like, I lived in Winston. I moved my whole life up here for this guy. Oh, and come to find out, he's sitting right there beside of her. Had no idea till I heard something in the background. I said, I'm sorry, is he there? She's like, yeah, he's here. He's just laying on the bed. So he's just like, cock back, no big deal. Like, not saying a word.
Living life, trying to figure
He's
out-
like,
Trash.
who's
He
the
is
next girl I got
trash.
lined up, you know?
He is trash.
trash.
He's
I would
going
kick him square in the balls if I
He's
saw him.
going to murder somebody someday.
He deserves
probably.
that. I mean,
He is going to
100%.
murder somebody.
Like, it started out with the verbal abuse, and then now it's the physical abuse. Like, he's going to snap one day. Like, and at the end of this night, I'm like, oh crap, he knows where I live. And I just blew up his world.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
But first wife was like, nah, this is what he does. Like, he's probably already moved on to the next girl by now. Like, just don't even worry about it. But second wife, who had been abused, was like, oh, you might want to be a little worried. So I, like, blocked the door with stuff. I slept with my gun.
That's right.
I see Krista, like, in her pajamas, pushing the sofa and the chair, like, in front of the door.
That's right. With her bunny slippers on, like, I dare you.
Like, slipping as she's trying to
Come in
push.
my house.
Come on my house.
I'm an excellent shot.
Dang.
Just so anybody knows out there, I'm an excellent shot.
Yeah, do
right.
not fuck with Krista.
Don't mess with me.
It's going to happen.
I got this.
So
So-
I cannot believe that this dude, I mean,
Look at
he,
your face.
I really
Well,
want to see him at, like,
it's a lot of
Weekend in the
information.
Village or Pumpkin Fest or whatever we have. Like, I really just want us to all be together one
Just
night,
walk
like
up
in
and, like-
Statesville, and like him be out, like on a date with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna blow him the fuck
Well,
up.
Kristen, first of all, number one,
I'm gonna
you
blow
can't-
him up.
You can't touch him.
Oh no,
You
no!
can't catch a charge.
I don't mean.
So just don't.
Now I left that part of West Iredell behind.
At the Eric Church concert a few years ago.
Those women deserve that.
What
They were
happened? That
trash.
sounds
I
like a
wasn't
great
gonna
story.
fight them.
You-
They were
Did
the
you
ones
let them know
shit-talking
who's
me.
boss?
Are we really gonna air this Eric Church night?
It's fine.
We'll have to
save
tape
it. We'll
All
save
right,
it for
another story.
another conversation.
They had it
That's
coming.
fine. I mean,
And I
about
still
it.
stand
We'll talk
behind
about-
my decision.
We'll talk about it at the fire one night.
yeah, we'll talk about this offline.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Well,
Love you too.
Listen, they were very nice, respectable women. They were just trying to have a good time.
I feel like that's not true.
Y'all. They were like
my
Raleigh
girl over here.
housewives, like dancing very provocatively with these like 15-year-old kids, like
tried
buying
that
a beer.
They're trying to get arrested.
They were young, and they were encroaching on our space.
Oh, I
We
hate
had been
that.
there all day at this festival, and these dumbass bitches are like on us, and I'm like, get off me.
We'll get on
We'll
this
get
later.
in that.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
now
get
me and
later.
Krista are into it. So
We're into it.
you just have to
I'm-
carry on with the
yeah.
podcast. Me and Krista are
We're
talking.
having a conversation over here.
Yeah.
I might have to hold a minute.
So So you never talked to the old boy?
It was done.
It was done.
That was-
He never reached out to you. Nothing. And have you heard from those women since?
I'd heard from him a couple times since then, but
So are you
all
technically
less.
part of the Yaya sisterhood or
No,
no?
but I was like, man, I feel like I need to get together with these women and like have a drink or something because
You
I
should.
feel like I had bonded too after hearing all their stories and all the
Yeah,
things they've
y'all been through something together.
Yeah,
There's probably a lot more of you.
probably.
There's
Oh,
an
I'm sure.
entire flea market.
Like, and
full of
how
you.
many other babies he got out there that nobody knows about?
I just think it's crazy he was so bold to come to that cookout, which was a smaller group of people, and it's just I was shocked when
Sarah
you told
told
me some
me
of this.
that she saw him going through the garage and his phone rang and he pulled it out of his back pocket, and as soon as he saw it he like shoved it back in his pocket and turned it off, and she was like, I didn't think of anything about it at the time, but looking back, like
It was
it
weird.
it was weird.
It was a lot of possibilities.
It was probably one of his
Shyster.
other 15 women.
Unbelievable. See, that just goes to show you never know.
Oh, and he would always leave his phone in the car.
No.
He never wanted to take a picture, but I got some out
No.
of him when he was intoxicated one day.
Okay, so seriously, like literally, this guy was giving you every red flag. You just weren't paying attention.
Well, not at first.
Okay, fair.
But yes, as soon as they started, I mean, this is, of course, over 2 weeks. By 2 weeks, I have figured him out and have moved on.
Damn.
So it's not like I dated this guy for months and had the wool pulled over my eyes.
So this is, I mean, it makes sense of why you would have went, dark on the online dating.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a blessing in disguise that things didn't go further with this dude.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Imagine if I had been one of those, like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm sure, one of the trustworthy people, like my friend. Who was
It's
like,
fine,
oh,
he's fine,
I'm
we're
sure
fine."
you're just reading into it. You're being crazy. Like, they gonna end up murdered one day. People like that, that's how they end up murdered.
It is true. Someone was telling me a statistic, was it a few weeks ago or last week? Like, that is something that is on the rise or has a huge...
Murder?
Well, murder. But online dating and
God, I
like
hope not.
violence or
Assaults.
assaults
Uber.
from online dating. Not necessarily Uber,
I'm just saying.
but
That's another one.
Uber?
Yeah.
You best believe me and Brandon are in Asheville. We stayed one night in Asheville like a couple weekends ago, and my Uber popped up. It had the make of the car, it had the license plate, and I shuffled my ass around to the back, checked the license plate,
yeah,
make,
girl.
model. I was like,
That's
okay,
right.
we're good.
You not been watching the news, Brandon?
Apparently not.
They put all these safety features.
Yeah.
In now.
But like, wasn't
He wasn't paying no attention.
But
I got you.
But cabs
It's a good
have
thing
been
you're
around
married, right?
forever. So, but like, I
But
guess
cabs have numbers and
in
they're a
2020, but I mean, how many people have been raped, assaulted, and killed because of a taxi driver?
There's a
Since the
movie
beginning
about
of
that.
Taxis. That's right.
Denzel Washington.
what movie?
What movie was he a taxi driver?
Not him. Was it him?
Oh, the Bone Collector.
The Bone Collector. Yes.
Yes,
Never
he
saw
was
it.
a taxi driver. That's a great
No,
movie.
he was the taxi driver.
No. The taxi driver was the killer.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe we just know more about it because the news cycle is so in our
Probably.
face all the time. But in the big scheme of paying for automobile transportation, Uber murders are a fraction of what taxi murders are. I have no idea. I'm just speaking off.
I would say so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if any of them are safe. I mean, ultimately,
Ultimately, no.
yeah. As opposed to you driving yourself.
Of course, neither is walking him. And what happened to that guy in
know.
Charlotte that day? It left the bar and never.
Never
Nobody-
was
That's
seen
been like
again.
20 years.
Has it been 20?
It's no.
Close.
I think it's been like 10, 15 years.
Probably. 15.
But you got to think.
He walked
you
out
and
of
I-
Buckhead.
Yeah,
but
out
you
of
and I
Buckhead.
have known each other for 8 years.
Yes, that's
gone
probably
way before
15
then.
years.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Probably
Yeah,
15
probably
years.
I was still
15
going to
years.
Buckhead.
I said it before. I just listen to so many true crime podcasts, and I think about walking home. Like everybody's still there and partying, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. And walking like to the cab or walking out by myself, and like we were in Vegas for one of my girlfriend's bachelorette parties, and they were partying, and it was like 3 a.m. and I was like, I'm ready to go. And I took a cab by myself from whatever club we were in back to the hotel.
That's how people die.
I know, but it's like you don't realize that then. And I
Right,
just
yeah.
think of so many times I put myself in bad situations. I'm like, oh my God, I would kill Sullivan if she did that.
Oh, for sure.
But when you're young, you just don't think.
I
and
mean,
you don't
you're just
think,
like, nobody's going to mess
right.
with me. Like,
It's
I'm going
not
to
gonna
go.
you really. It's not like you mentally think this is not going to happen to me,
Right.
but subconsciously you do.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I think subconsciously you do think of that.
Whitney and I always joke with mom and dad. Like, maybe I joke and just include Whitney, but I'm like, nobody's going to kidnap Whitney and I. I was like, she's like 5'11 and a half. I'm 5'10. Like, we are not small women. I don't ever want to be kidnapped. But I think if I was
For
to,
all the kidnappers listening, please don't
If
kidnap
someone
my
He
was
wife.
to-
doesn't want to be.
if somebody was trying to size up like a target, I just don't think Whitney and I would be on the list. Like, there's a lot of arms and legs going on here.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not going to attack you like that. They're going to Bill Cosby you.
Oh, well, yeah. No,
they're
no, no.
they're
I'm
going
just,
to roofie your drink, and next thing you
like
know,
in the
why am
days
I
of
in this
just
hotel
swiping
room?
people
And here
off
we are.
swiping people off a sidewalk. Like,
Which is
just
another thing you need to watch your drink when you're online dating
true.
or any dating, really.
Do you remember? I think we may have talked about this before, but if you ever watched the ID channel called Web of Lies and the Craigslist killer that lived in Troutman,
We talked about that, but I never did watch it.
you gotta watch it.
I don't know what happened.
There was another serial killer or something like that around here that they said is on the ID channel. I need to find, but it is real, and you're right. They live among us, and basically don't trust anyone.
That is correct.
Yeah. Don't trust
Put that
anybody.
on a t-shirt.
Isn't that terrible? It's just such a horrible
It
way to
is.
live your life.
Yeah,
And even people that you're friends with or know really well, it's like, do you really know them?
Do you
Yeah.
really?
I mean,
Do you?
it's,
You really don't know anybody.
You really
Yeah.
don't.
So,
but you have to have faith. I mean,
and who?
you gotta
Do you?
have faith.
Like George
Do
Michael?
you
Fame?
really?
I mean, I'm going to say this wrong, but it's like you got to have faith that God has this all under control. Like if you lived your life so closed off from everyone because you don't know anyone,
then you would survive.
but you would survive, but how would you ever have any joy? How would you have joy or connection
joy
or
being alive.
emotions? Netflix! Oh my
Ask all these
God.
people who've been kidnapped and are taking a dirt
You
nap.
know
who's
what? That's
missing.
fine. Party of
how's
one.
Life? How's joy?
They ain't
Are
watching
happy?
you on Netflix.
No.
They ain't.
Because they were a victim.
They're a victim.
You can be smart and still live your life.
Which, P.S., how scary
can.
is it with how, speaking of you, how much people can find out about yourself or you
Terrifying.
Oh,
because of
Yeah.
social media. So during the national championship, I knew a girl I went to high school with, Julie, was at with her husband was at the national championship game, and the woman I worked with, Gwen, was also at the national championship game down in New Orleans. So when I would see their pictures post, I would like zoom in, like, hey, I want. What are the chances like either Julie is in the background of a Gwen picture or Gwen is in the background of a Julie picture? Like, wouldn't that be, But it's like, now that's what they do on you. You know, they're zooming in, looking
looking
and
at
finding like
things.
all these different things to put him, for example, to put himself in the right position to make everything seem coincidental, which is exactly what Matt was doing to
Yes,
you.
exactly. He took every information, every piece he was learning from my profile to conversations with me, and he was using them.
Be glad he never took you to the storage unit.
Made it out just in time.
You did. Now, there is something, too, that you've been asking. We're supposed to have at dinner, but we've never done it. And that was the Unforgotten podcast. You became
Obsessed, you can say it.
obsessed
I was obsessed.
and a huge fan.
Huge fan. I'm going to crack this murder.
I hope you do.
I think we still
There's
need
a
to
lot
get,
of us that hope you do.
we can use this room. We can put a bulletin board over there. Get
can
our
get some
pictures
twine.
out. Get some twine and some clothes or the pins, push pins, and I got it.
Hey, don't you think Freddie might have a room like that?
I hope
At
he
one
does.
point,
And I can see
probably.
it. I think me, you, and Freddie, and you, we crack this.
You think?
100%.
I think it's been
If
cracked.
we had access to the
They're just covering it up.
information, if we had access to what the police had access to, like if the case was labeled cold and those records were available, I think it's there.
I think.
Oh yeah, they've
think
got to
it's
look
there.
at this and have the information that Freddie has plus their information. You cannot tell me they don't know.
It's just not enough to make it.
It's either
Slam
A,
dunk.
it's not enough to make it a slam dunk, or it's B, they have enough information to convict someone or to arrest someone or whatever.
Yeah.
However, someone made an accidental error
Which scraps the whole
Which-
thing.
impedes the ability, either they contaminated something or they did something that they cannot go arrest said person because they probably have already maybe even presented it to the DA, or at least this is what they do on TV. And the DA goes, nope, because I've seen this and that's, you botched it here. So you can't. It's going to be thrown out.
Yeah.
So don't waste the taxpayer money and your time. That's the two things that I think are the most logical.
Oh my God.
And I
Our
could totally
court
be wrong.
system is such a
Here's the
giant
thing I can't get past
freaking mess.
that I keep coming back to over and over again. The mom's van or car, whatever she was driving.
The mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mother-in-law. Thank you for correcting me. The mother-in-law. In the first part, we learn that she's down the road when she arrives. And she walks down to the house. Then later, we find out that her car is in the driveway.
Behind the police tape.
So,
Or within the police tape.
within,
Yeah.
which means she would have had to be there. So she has two different stories. Therefore, that's a huge red flag.
But now Freddie
Mother-in-law.
says that he has pictures from the news that show her car outside of the police tape.
Oh.
I thought it was all within the police
See,
tape.
I did too, but if
thought
you go
so
back and
too,
listen
yeah.
to our interview with him, the pictures where her car is actually outside the tape.
I want to see the footage from the gas station that she got the gallon of milk from. Because I'm sorry. I love y'all. Allegedly bought the milk from.
Right.
I'm sorry. I love y'all bitches. But if you're calling me for some milk at 12:45, like, I'm out. I will see you in the morning. Like, I'm not getting up from my house in Concord.
But not that they called her. Like, she just
had a bad
oh,
dream.
I think they need some milk.
Well, I'm not going to do it even if you call me and ask me. So
Right.
I'm definitely not going to
Definitely
do
not
it
doing it
if I just wake
have
up.
a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, how
like,
does this happen? You're like,
I have a feeling that
They need milk.
something's not right.
Yeah, no.
But on your way there, you think, I should stop for milk.
You know
and
what?
then
She
I'm going to
mentioned they were
sleep
out of
in my
milk.
car.
something is
Bizarre.
so out of whack that's woken me up from a dead sleep that I need to go check and make sure my
That you
daughter
drive from
and my
Charlotte.
grandchildren
Concord.
are safe.
Concord.
Concord.
But on
Which is
my way
still a hump.
there, I might pick up some milk.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
No, it makes zero sense.
The whole damn
And
thing
then they
doesn't
didn't
make
bring in
sense.
the cleaning company, like the
She did it
restoration people.
herself.
She did it herself. And I just think that's weird.
Weird.
That's
What's
weird.
weird is that the neighbors didn't hear anything.
That's weird.
The whole damn thing's weird.
That there's
The-
2 guns.
The whole thing's weird.
her
that,
and her boyfriend are into guns. They're into hunting, shooting, whatever. I think they had a silencer
Maybe.
and killed him. I think it's her and the boyfriend.
I do too.
But who would the boyfriend be? Because she was isolated for 3 years out there on the farm.
The
The
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law's
Oh,
boyfriend.
the mother-in-law's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, the
Ah.
mother-in-law.
Oh,
I think
thought
it's
you
the
meant
mother-in-law
Angel,
and the
sorry.
boyfriend.
But this guy's supposedly an important somebody in NASCAR. Like, why the hell would he do that?
Because mother-in-law wanted him gone.
Because
Yeah.
that vajayjay said, "Get it done, sir."
It ain't,
You men are weak.
can't be that good.
You men are weak.
Cannot.
She was sending him anatomy pictures. And he said, "Baby, I do what you want."
And then he was
That's
like,
right.
"Damn it, I'm visual." All right, I'll get it. I'll go do it. Nah, I don't know. It just.
I think it's the
something's-
mother-in-law.
There's a lot off. Like
Well,
the
there's a
last
lot
one of the last interviews with the family member that did he used to be a cop? I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He used to be on the police force,
But
or
he was
something.
transferred.
That whole
Yeah.
thing was weird.
Like it was perceived that they had some kind of beef, but then the guy was like, "No, I actually went over and saw them at some family funeral thing, and we were,
It was
crossed
fine.
party lines and went over there and saw him." And yeah,
And then the whole barbecue was there, wasn't there,
Oh my
was
God.
there,
Don't
don't
wasn't
know.
there,
Still don't know.
was there.
girl keeps
Wasn't
me up
there.
at night.
Don't
How
know.
does nobody know that? If you were at the barbecue, you should know what day it is.
Well, remember, there's the one lady who says her husband was there, but he's not willing to talk. Right?
'cause
Is that
they-
not right?
They threatened his life. They said, "You next. You talk. You gone."
You talk, you gone. I just don't know. It's one of those things where we really do need to have a dinner one night.
It's
and
like
just chat.
somebody's connected to the mafia, and they got it done. And enough threats going around that the church people are like, "Oh, I didn't even think about a murderer still being out there. That never crossed my mind."
Yeah, I do think
Right?
that's
Why would they
weird.
ever?
What? What? So
Yeah.
somebody murders this guy, and you never think he's still out there that could be murdering somebody else?
Never thought
How
about
many
it.
people said that?
More than one.
More than one.
Oh, I know.
That is sketchy in itself.
Oh, I know.
They're not worried because they know.
They know who did it.
They know who did it.
But why would the church? Let's say that the church did know.
Maybe they're a
But
cult.
What would their motivation be to cover?
why would their motivation be to cover?
Because the mafia said, "You don't cover, you dead."
But why?
Peaky
the-
Blinders came in and said
They chopped
I
off
will
the guy's
get you.
hand and sent it to
Sent
him in the
Arthur.
mailbox.
they took
they
somebody's
opened it
eyeball
up.
out and sent it.
That's right.
I just don't understand. I don't know. It
By the
could
way,
be.
mafia, don't come after me. I
They're
won't.
not worried about you.
I won't tell.
They're already saying this is amateur. This is not how we would have done it.
Well, whatever they've done, they've gotten away with it
Actually,
for 10,
10 years.
years. I
Yep,
mean,
sure have.
for something to be. What is that?
Don't ask me. I just work here.
For something to be so tragic, messy. He was killed multiple
Brutal.
ways. I mean, he
And
was
that
shot with multiple
nobody
guns and then
knows about.
stabbed. It seems like a train wreck, but yet somehow they're still
And-
free and getting
But
away
that's
with it.
why I think
And
that,
people that live in Mooresville don't know about it.
No, they don't.
I asked a friend of mine who lived in the neighborhood up from them, like
Yep.
next neighborhood up. And she was like, "No, I've never heard of that. You lived there at the time." And her husband was like, "Yeah, I think I remember something about that."
I mean, that's a brutal murder.
You have a brutal murder in a neighborhood next to you and you barely remember it?
Yeah, no.
Hell no.
I
Let's somebody
think there's
get
something going on.
murdered in the neighborhood next to us. I mean,
We moving.
we might not be
Brandon would.
moving.
He'd be like, "We out."
Well,
Yeah.
our house is monitored and we're armed.
Thank
So-
you, Integrity Security.
Right. Plug for our sponsor.
Plug.
Thank you.
Thank
Simply
you, Integrity
Safe. Thank
Security.
you.
But I will say that Mr. Brandon Crouch has definitely been locking the doors, like all kinds of doors.
Hell yeah.
He's
Lock
checking
'em,
everything,
cameras,
double locking them.
Alarm.
Not just the handle; it gets the deadbolt too.
Absolutely.
Oh, I noticed that out there. I didn't realize that was like an increase from when we came in. You were like really shaking the door to make sure it was
yeah,
locked.
you kidding me?
Yeah, Papa Bear. That
Hey,
whole case
you
got
can't
him
be
kind of
too
spun
safe.
out.
No, you can't be too safe. And then people go, so you're going to interview the guy on the podcast who's talking about a murder, and they've never found the murderer, like he's still out there. I mean, you don't think he's going to come for you? And I'm
You're like, well, I hadn't thought about
well,
it like that.
I wouldn't think so. I mean,
He ain't come for Freddie.
I ain't got shit to do
Exactly.
with it. Well,
He's
Freddie's
been
in
threatened.
Florida.
Freddie's in Florida. So,
But he
he's
has
harder
been.
to get to.
He has kind of indicated that he'd been threatened,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't know.
which is also interesting.
If
Well,
any
remember-
murderers are out there listening, please
remember
be
the
nice
mother-in-law
to us. We're good
said-
people.
We're good people. We really don't care. Just please stay away.
Yeah, we're just.
Don't
This is
forget.
entertainment value.
We
The
do care.
mother-in-law said, the killer is alive and well, but you're fine.
Yeah.
How does she know that?
Because she
unless
living with
knows?
the boyfriend who was the killer.
Yeah.
But, Freddie told me that he did call the police department and let them know that, but it just didn't seem...
Just went on a post-it note in the case file, which nobody can get to because they won't make it a cold case.
Because they know who the killer is, too.
Uh-huh. Preach.
I could become a cop and get in that Mooresville Police Department.
Girl,
You-
don't you think I ain't thought about who I know? I'm like, who could I ask?
Let me tell you something.
Who can we get transferred
Anybody
up there?
even remotely close to that ain't touching shit. They don't want to know. They're not involved. Because could you imagine?
No, they'd lose
No.
their job and
Yes.
never be employable
Yes,
again.
Never.
Hey,
No.
look at that. I got a second career here. I can be the teacher.
What you can do is you can retire. Then you-
Retire?
yeah.
Do you know how old I am?
Yeah, but you're right. But by the time you hit retirement age, I'm still going to be working my ass off because I have twins.
That's true.
True. So you're going to retire at 52.
3, yes.
Sorry.
Dang. That's
53.
daddy, man. He retired like
got-
30 years. He's out.
Yeah.
But then you're going to
Bye,
go back to
y'all.
I got 19
BLET.
Right,
This is still
yeah.
going
You
to
can
be
start
a
a whole new
case,
career.
and then you can
could be the-
actually go in and look at the record and be like, aha!
Yes, and I can
It
make
was the taxi driver!
I can make it to the detective state, and then I can take him down and break this cold. I can break it wide open.
You'll be on podcasts worldwide.
You'll be on Nancy
I'll be on
Grace.
2020.
You'll be on My Favorite Murder.
I'll be
know.
on what's that? Other
I did
one?
Crime
reach-
Junkie.
I did reach out to Crime Junkies to see if they would pick it up.
48 hours.
Dateline.
All
I need to
all
email.
thing.
I need to email My
Good
Favorite
Morning
Murder.
America.
Yeah.
I could run for president
Bobble
after
Walters.
Did you say Walters?
that. Walters.
Bobble Walters.
Bubba Walters.
So I think so. So should we really have the dinner and get together and let's chat about it?
100%.
All right.
But I'm gonna listen to it again because I've clearly gotten some of my facts mixed up.
Do you know that your brother
It's a
has...
lot. It's
It was a lot.
It's a lot of content.
It's a lot.
of
Philip has
details.
shuffled through twice on this thing.
Already twice. So me and him were trying to listen to it together, and he got ahead of me. I was like, Philip, I thought we were listening to it together. And he was like, sorry, I just couldn't help it. So then I just left him behind. I listened to the whole rest of the season one Saturday while I was cleaning and stuff. And I was like, finished. And he was like, what? He was so upset.
I see you like standing in your kitchen with like a mop in your hand, like
With the phone out.
like talking to the. This is ridiculous.
That's not true.
That's not right.
She's a liar.
Is there a barbecue or not a barbecue? For anyone
Where
who,
was the van?
for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about the Unforgotten
I guess we should open with
podcast.
that.
The Unsolved Murder.
Unsolved
of Matt
Murder
Stewart.
of Matt Stewart. So anyway, you can find that on iTunes. But if you're joining us and don't know what we're talking about, you may want to check that out.
Definitely check it out.
And you're going to get hooked. You're going to get addicted. You will be
100%.
obsessed.
And
you're
that's
gonna lose
and it
2
happened
days
local, Mooresville, North Carolina, 10 years ago.
in a
And
sleepy
Freddie-
little town.
Freddie was on Appetite for Disaster, so you gotta listen.
Appetite for
For
disaster.
for discussion.
Well, most of these shows are a disaster.
Sometimes
Appetite
we
for
make
disaster.
disasters. It's a good time.
Hey, the
Discussion
disasters
of
are
the
the most fun.
disasters.
That
Hey,
is true.
That's right.
If it weren't for your online disasters,
right? They make good stories.
they make great stories.
I'm gonna write a book one
is
day.
there?
I have a whole list I'm keeping in my phone of all the crazy stuff.
You should.
Did I tell you about?
100%.
Did I tell you about the guy about the different types of vaginas?
No.
No.
That's just a fun story. So
yeah, absolutely.
this was a guy that actually called me. That's a rarity, right? We
Yeah.
talked about that. So everything's fine, but he's definitely talking like his job, and he starts telling me how much money he makes. That's also a red flag. Like that. It's great.
Nope. It's a problem.
So
Warning.
he then goes into somehow about this paper he wrote in college and the subjects they had to pick, and he picked something about the different types of vaginas. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I thought there was one vagina.
That's what I thought. That was just one. But apparently, He wrote this whole paper for his class about 5 different types of vaginas. And he knows all about the vagina, so he knows how to take care of whatever type of vagina you have.
It's like the 5 love languages.
Right?
Oh, you have this type of vagina.
Okay,
You
and I
have
was like-
this.
Time out. So, what are the 5 types of vaginas?
I don't remember now. That's been a couple years back.
I'm Googling it.
Google it.
Oh my God.
I've never Googled anything
Oh,
on
I
this podcast.
Googled it after, and there is a
If
legit
you-
thing.
Brandon's going to get like a screen full of vaginas.
Not my computer.
Censored.
That was another-
Five
So was he like, so what kind of vagina? After I've described these to you, which
Yeah,
vagina
he
do you
did.
think
He
you are?
asked me, and I was like, I've never heard of this in my entire
I
life.
am closed for
and
business, sir.
I don't. This is
Bye.
not going anywhere.
All right. Could you let me know when y'all are ready?
We're ready.
Ready?
Okay, so apparently there are 5 types of vaginas, and vagina number 1. We're gonna make this a contestant. You ready?
Contestant
All right,
number one.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We have contestant number 1, and this is Mrs. Barbie Vagina. This is the most uncommon shape, is what they call the Barbie vagina. I'm not even reading all that. But I cannot. But it is not what most vaginas look like. That's the important thing here, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, Miss Puffs.
Oh.
Looks like similar to Miss Barbie is the Miss Puffs. The labia minora is still contained within the labia majora. But the lips of vagina sit lower on the pubic bone, and they are either full or puffed up, or thin and loose. It's important to note the way
All right.
this went way too far. Oh Jesus,
Oh, there you go.
Mrs.
I
Curtin.
can't
Oh,
see the
okay.
screen. Dang. Okay, I'm listening. I'm a
touch
listener right
don't
now.
touch the wire.
Don't touch the wire.
Mrs. Curtains. You know what, everybody? You just Google it for
Just
yourself.
Google
it. Look it
But
up.
Just Google
actually,
it.
apparently, Mrs. Curtains is the actual most common shape of vagina.
Good to know.
Good to know.
When I waited tables way back in the day, they called this lady beef curtains that worked there.
Beef?
Beef curtains. Isn't that terrible?
That's not a good name to have.
That's before everybody bullied people.
Contestant number 4 is Miss Horseshoe.
What?
Y'all have got
These
to see
look-
this.
Krista, your face. I can't even see the screen. I can only see your face.
And ladies and gentlemen, rounding out the top 5 of 5 women's vaginas is Miss Tulip.
That's
All right, and
that's
thank
probably
you.
the least scary picture.
Happy
Thank you
Valentine's
so much.
to all.
Yes, and happy Valentine's Day. And so
Oh
now
my God.
Learn about your girl's
everyone
vagina.
is gonna. You know what?
I don't.
Husbands, boyfriends, fiancés, if you're listening, take my advice. And when you and your beautiful Valentine are sitting there at Valentine's Day dinner, and she asks you, "So which of the 5 vaginas are mine?" Don't answer
Don't
the question.
just say what?
Fake a heart attack.
5 vaginas.
Fall out on the
We
floor.
talking about-
Shit
You'll
your
say
pants. Do
yours
anything.
is the most beautiful.
There you go.
That's what you say.
Hustler. Brandon is a hustler,
Hustler.
man. He is a hustler.
Hustling.
Honey, what you are beautiful in anything.
What matters is I've
Whatever
only
shape
seen
you
one,
got.
and yours is the most beautiful.
Liar.
Well, I
I
think,
can't even.
I mean, I don't know a better way to cap off this conversation with the top 5 vaginas,
Yeah,
but
know.
but I do want to ask one. So, has the dating gotten better? Have you found someone? Is there a current someone?
There's a current someone.
Okay, have you looked them up? Have you done a background check? Pay the 40. I'll pay the $40.
Girl,
for you.
I got a
Would you
people
pay
fax
for it?
account at work. I will totally pay that.
Would you do
shit.
that?
Yeah, it's like $12.95 per run.
Can you do that for me?
Yes.
Yes. Did anybody hear that? No. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. We've been dating. I don't know, 2 months, maybe a little.
Oh wow. Okay.
but
So we've been
this
together
guy
a
do?
while. It's
well,
winter. Everybody's booed up. Like everybody's in. Nobody's out.
Or
Yeah.
they're in Winston and Elkin and having
All the
excuses why we
different-
haven't seen him because he's got 17 children around the
15.
state.
Yeah.
True. Okay, so about 2 months.
We're still not exclusive, which has been fine up until kind of now, where I'm like,
This is my judgment face.
well,
Girl. 2 months.
I think
What are we waiting on?
I think this is really more about me than him.
Okay.
As well it should.
Okay, then that
Yeah.
I'm good. As long as it's
I mean, he's not I'm
Mutual.
pretty sure if I said today, like, hey, let's be exclusive, he would be on board. But he's not asked, and I've not pushed it. And I went out with 2 other guys while I've been dating.
And he knows.
And he knows.
He knows now.
He knows now, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. You know what? I mean, you have emotional scars from a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should take your time because who knows what old boy's baggage is bringing. Listen, everybody brings their own little bags of shit.
Oh, God, yeah.
Me included.
Sure. So
everybody has issues.
You just got to find what issues you can navigate.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So everything's going
Brandon's
really
still
well.
not quite so sure about back.
Everything's going well. We're just taking
like
it
inside
one
of every
date
suitcase,
at a
there's
time.
another suitcase. I'm
Y'all-
like,
No, there is not.
Y'all will meet him Saturday.
all right.
Woo!
So we asked.
So can we like take a selfie with
Can
him?
we
and,
please?
like, wait, what'd you
Greg
say?
said today. Phil talked about going axe throwing. Is there axe throwing in Mooresville?
Yes, they're at the pit.
It's at the pit.
So I don't know if
Is
you're
there-
allowed to drink. We should go to Winston or Charlotte.
Well, who wants to throw an axe if you can't drink?
Right.
Well, so we need to go to.
We
Winston.
me and this guy went.
Isn't there a Hickory?
Winston
There's a
is
Hickory.
so far.
Our second date was axe throwing. It was.
There's a.
It went with Winston. I don't know about Hickory.
I think there's a Hickory axe throwing. No, for sure. We need to be back at least by 11 to relieve the in-laws.
So we need to start early.
So
is what
we're
you're saying.
gonna meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you warned him about us?
No, not yet.
That we are not a trusting kind after Matt.
He's also not asked me out for Valentine's Day.
Is he just assuming?
I don't know.
Well, this should be out by Valentine's
We talked
Day.
about hanging out Thursday and Saturday. Nobody has mentioned
Have you
Friday.
put
Maybe he doesn't
I've-
want the pressure or
I've
the
said
weirdness.
things like I found this couch I was interested in last weekend. I was like, hey, you want to buy me this couch? Valentine's Day gift? Wink face. And he was like, no, don't want to buy you that couch.
Okay. So have you?
So
put,
I've planted little like, hey, did you get your kid Valentine's Day? Because he's got 2 kids.
He's got 2 kids.
Yeah, and he was honest about it. How about
Hey,
that?
there
Hey.
you go. Have you put a low jack on his car yet? I think
No,
you should.
I haven't.
Nah. No. Too much.
Too much.
Too much. This Valentine's Day thing's got my wheels turning.
And he's not pushing at being. How old is he?
How old am I? 34?
Hell, I don't know.
Hell, I
Shoot.
don't know. I can't even keep up with how old I am.
I think he's 30.
I'm 37,
He just
so
had a
you're
birthday.
30.
I think he's 38.
Okay, so he's
So he's
our
our
age. My
Alright.
age, yeah. Because I'll be 38 in March.
Now you've dated 2 other people or went on dates. Has he went on dates that you know of?
Yeah, I mean, he said no.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe
I
it
don't
feels
know
like
that.
Valentine's Day is just a lot of pressure. Maybe if you were like,
Maybe it's because I was
hey-
like, hey, I went on a date with this guy.
and do
Recently,
something
did you
like,
get on the date with a guy?
oh, Krista.
What? He's not making it exclusive. What am I supposed to do?
Right. Which is I mean,
But I
she's out
thought
here
you said
waiting.
it's not like his, it's more you're
We've
doing.
talked about the fact that we're not exclusive, and he's not said anything like, hey, I'd like to make you not
So
exclusive.
basically, he's not laying any hints or
Yeah.
groundwork that he would like to take that go the
Do
next
you
level
want
with
to be
her.
exclusive with him?
I'm still weighing it out.
Okay.
I really like him.
This Valentine's Day thing's got me spun out. I'm like,
Do you think that you?
not that it's like a huge deal, but I'm like, maybe if you reached out and was like, hey, let's go do something
No,
totally
no,
random.
No, do not reach out to him.
No?
No, hell no. You've been hanging out with this dude for 2 months. If he does not reach out to you to ask you to do something
That's
for
true.
Valentine's Day, then swipe left.
Guys put
Or what the hell ever that
guys
is.
put time into what they're interested in.
Bingo.
I remember somebody who told me that a long time ago, and it's true. If guys are into their car, that's what they're doing. If they're into softball, that's what they're doing. If guys are into whatever, that's what they're doing. If they're into you, that's what they're doing.
If guys are into
Like,
making babies all across the state, that's what they're doing.
that's what they're doing.
That's what Matt does.
Yeah.
That's what Matt do.
And Brandon was into hanging out with me, and he
Right.
made it. I mean, there was like no question
Yeah,
that he
you
was
told her
interested.
you weren't interested in being
Yeah,
friends.
there was no
Yeah, I
question
told
that
him,
he was
"We're
interested.
cutting the shit. I'm not here to be a friend. I got plenty of friends.
I got plenty of friends.
Somebody else the other day
sitting
was
outside
like,
of coaches
maybe you
on those
should.
red picnic tables.
Somebody else the other day was like, maybe you should bring up the exclusive. And I was like, I'm tired of being the one that brings up the exclusive.
Yeah, then don't.
Yeah,
If he doesn't do anything with you on Friday, probably, you know what? That's not my place to say. But
we'll scope him out
How-
on
It's
It's a guy's
Saturday.
point of view.
how are we going to? It'd be real interesting for him to come and hang out on Saturday if he doesn't do anything with you on Friday. Because you already have the plans as are established plans.
Because you better
on
believe
Saturday.
I'm going to ask him. So what y'all do last night
Oh,
for Valentine's Day?
100%.
I think you should. That'd be awesome.
Oh,
I'm
don't
good.
worry. It'll be a full interrogation.
Me and Brandon are going to be like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like hooked arms with beers in hand, like, hey.
Not beers because we're on the carnivore diet, so we can't
that's
drink
right.
Oh,
I'm going to have
that's
my
sad.
vodka water.
Oh, well, there you
whatever
go.
I can
You
drink.
like
beer.
that.
Drink a whiskey.
I'm
on the
drinking
rocks. As a matter
gin
of fact,
and seltzer.
I'll just take in my flask with my own booze. I'm not paying it. That's the one thing about being on this carnivore diet. If you go out and you do have a cocktail or a drink, you have to drink whiskey. Whiskey isn't cheap. So that part of
That's
it is
true.
expensive.
I was more going to go with
How
you
is this
can't drown it in
carnivore?
French fries at the end of the night.
How is this diet going?
Well,
It's good.
it's good. However,
Not
your
much
asshole
variety.
will get the flu.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's real.
that's not fun.
I mean, it's just,
No, it is not fun.
I think it's an adjustment. I think your system is like, what's happening? Because you have no bloating, no anything downstairs, like no gas, no bloating, no nothing,
I'm a
nice.
gassy
which is
person.
great. Brandon is like a toot machine.
Oh, I'm
So
awful.
Change world for you?
I
yeah,
have no
he hasn't
gas.
had gas since he's been on it.
That's amazing.
So we've been on
It
it
is amazing.
7, 8, 9, 10. We've been on it 10 days so far. And I mean, it's really been good. This weekend was really hard for me. Like, I just had so many cravings and it's the weekend. But now that I'm back to work and I'm on like my routine, like, I've been cruising.
So
Monday
you're eating
and
the same
Tuesday.
thing like every day?
A lot of it. I mean, it's just meat all the
It's
time.
expensive.
Not really, because we're only eating twice a day.
Yeah, I mean, you
max.
really only start
Twice?
eating twice a day.
I'm not hungry.
I'm not hungry.
Do you eat breakfast?
Mm-mm. I
You
never
start-
breakfast.
See, and
Start
I
with
eat,
lunch?
I eat more breakfast, lunch, and don't eat dinner, whereas he eats lunch and dinner.
My first meal usually starts around 11 to 12.
starts.
Start.
Well, I'm
Starts
saying,
crazy.
well,
When do
you
so I
finish
don't
your lunch?
necessarily. I don't necessarily
2 hours later, I've completed
strict
my 2 pounds
as
of meat.
fasting, so to speak. But I try. I'm just have a habit of not eating now before 11. So once 11 rolls around, kind of hungry, not hungry. Last week I didn't eat sometime till like 12 or 12:30. I still wasn't hungry, and then I ate, and then by the time we had supper rolls around, well, I had a little bit, but I wasn't terribly hungry. So I mean, I've lost 10 pounds. She's lost 9 pounds, but
Wow.
definitely as far as like body fat in inches go,
Yeah, I definitely
There's
am
definitely
feeling
a
a lot
difference.
trimmer, like no bloating, no kind of pooch, like in the front. Like I definitely feel a lot trimmer.
So what are
And
your
that's
like?
10 days.
What are your go-to meals?
Oh, God.
well, I mean, we're
I
still
try
early
to-
in on this, but I'll tell you what, she has been great. She's been very creative with the meals.
Thank you.
Without her, I would
Be
be
eating steak every night.
miserable.
Just steak.
She made this scallops.
Which sounds good, but when you've eaten it 3 meals in a row, it is, I'm out.
Yeah.
She made this scallops and shrimp with this like carnivore
Yeah, Alfredo
approved
sauce.
Alfredo sauce.
It was good.
Where are you getting your recipes from?
So I follow Zeroing In on Health, which is a Facebook group that
Thank you,
Kelly,
Kelly.
Hogan runs as an administrator on,
Yeah.
started, something like that. But that's just a community of thousands of people who are all on carnivore all across the world.
Yeah, 30,000 followers.
And so they put recipes up. They talk about issues they're having with whatever or results that they may not have seen. And it's a good support system. But people share recipes. Like I made pizza on Saturday that was really
Pizza is
good.
so
And
good.
You made pizza.
yeah, so it's just like a cheese crust, like shredded cheese crust that you bake and bake and bake, and you get it really good and done. And then I took cream cheese and some Italian seasoning and put that as our sauce.
Like, can you eat cream cheese?
Yeah, so you can eat meat, cheese, eggs,
Oh, cream cheese. Yeah.
and water.
Cheese.
So just coming up with different things. Like yesterday, I literally took beef stew to work and had it for breakfast and lunch, and I was just like, ugh. Like, I cannot eat another bite of that.
Yeah.
But if you're truly hungry, like really hungry,
You'll eat
it'll be good, and
you'll eat
that
it.
diet, this diet kind of, or this way of eating teaches you how to identify when you're really hungry and when you're full.
Yep.
Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full.
Do you think it would have been easier on your systems if you had eased into it? Like, started cutting things out?
Nah, we don't
Nah.
ease into shit, man. You just
Uh-uh.
dive right in.
But
I
if
did
you
much
had
better
a-
at cutting it.
No.
Would
I
have been
wouldn't have
easier
been
on
as
your system.
disciplined.
Yeah, because it'd been easier to cheat and say, because
Yeah.
because I think with this it's so simple, or it's simple. Did it come from an animal? Yeah, okay, you can eat it. Essentially,
Yeah.
with the keto, I feel like there's workarounds, and it would be easier to not cheat per se, but it would be easier to slack off or not be as committed.
Yeah. Like this is very cut and dry.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like
this is
when
what
she
you-
said no avocados, I was like,
yeah,
I
no
know.
avocados, no condiments. Do you know how much I miss pickles?
you can't even eat a pickle?
No,
pickle.
and
Zero
I love
calories.
my mouth is watering right now talking about a pickle. I just want a small little baby kosher dill pickle. Oh my god, so bad, and we can't have it.
No.
They're negative calories.
I know, but no
look
vegetables.
At the carbs. Look at the carbs and
You
sugars.
can't have
on them.
any
pickle?
carbs.
I mean, you're on a pickle.
I don't know, but you can't eat
You can
it.
have
Didn't
like
come from an animal.
full fat sour cream. You can have full fat milk, heavy whipping
Full
cream.
fat milk.
Yeah, yeah.
The one thing I will say, the two things I've noticed for sure. Number one is the bloating and the gas. Like, that is gone.
It is crazy.
And there used to be the janitor at the hospital who had a bottle of Brandon spray. He actually wrote Brandon spray on it because I was so rancid.
Right.
Right.
I did not know him then, but I can attest to the rancidness
Yeah.
that this man
Yeah.
can produce.
He's not going to live long. So, number one. Number two, I'm sleeping. Believe it or not, I'm sleeping better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm getting better sleep. Like last night, everybody went to bed. Well, was getting ready for bed. I said my night times, whatever, and I ran to the YMCA. We did a quick workout because they're going to close in 30 minutes. I came home, family's down. I did some hunk of junk stuff, did some work stuff, threw on a movie, started watching TV, and I fell asleep. And next thing I know, I woke up before my alarm, and it was up 4:50 in the morning. Hell, I'm still in the reclining couch. I was like, God, what's going on? I was like, I felt good. And I was like, well, I might as well go back to the Y. So I went upstairs and I brushed my teeth. I still have my workout clothes on. So I went back to the Y and was there at like 5:10. I worked out. I came back home. She was still in the bed. Woke her up, and then I jumped in the shower, and yeah. Like,
Have you noticed that too? Sleep?
she never had a hard time sleeping, period.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a big sleep person. I need sleep. I like sleep. So I've always been able to sleep good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should do? We should find somehow for you to get paid while sleeping.
Oh my God. Sign me
I know.
up.
If you get signed up, sign me up.
I love sleeping. I just always have. And
It's her
Brandon
favorite
kind of gives
hobby.
me a hard time. And I'm like, this is who I was when you met me. This is who I was when we
Well,
dated.
there was a lot of things I
Me
was
and you
when
used
I
to
met
nap.
you.
Well,
and
no, I
before
mean,
we
me
had
and you
children.
used to
that
nap
I don't
together.
do those things anymore because I can't.
Anywho, haters gonna hate. Move on.
While I'm napping.
While I'm napping, and I get full nap. Like I
3
get
hour
in the
nap.
bed
I had a
in my
5-hour
pajamas.
nap the other week.
See,
That's
Krista
bedtime.
knows.
5
Krista
hours.
knows.
It was a
She doesn't have
Saturday.
twins.
I went to bed. I
They're
woke up and I was
sleeping.
like, "What just happened?"
I woke up Saturday. I didn't even know what day it
Bill
was.
Cosby roofied you. That's what happened.
Somebody roofing me.
I woke up Saturday and I thought it was Sunday morning.
She did.
I
She
was
came
so out of
downstairs.
Man,
sorts.
when you sleep that hard, I remember a time when I was a kid. I'd slept that hard.
Yeah.
Got up, put on my Sunday morning dress, and come out. And Mom and Dad were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "We're going to church." And they're
Sunday.
like, "It's Saturday."
I've done that. I did that when I was little.
Damn, that's some sleeping.
We
No.
like our sleep.
I like the carnivore. It was definitely an adjustment. I think the weekend cravings were hard, but we fought through. We made it.
It's good you have each other to.
We'll
Oh,
get
man.
through
Help
it
each other out, yeah.
February 29th. But it really does create an awareness of what we're eating, which I before would eat whatever. I didn't care. Like powdered donuts,
Chips
pickles,
and salsa.
chips,
Cheese
salsa. I miss salsa. Oh my God.
You know, I really don't.
God, I miss salsa.
You know what I'm really.
I eat salsa like every day.
cereal. Shut up, Krista.
I'm craving a friggin' Whopper. I want the mayo with the tomato. And
Oh, I gotcha.
you know.
See, we
that's
can't have
what
any
I'm
of that.
missing.
You
No
can have
fruit.
The beef.
I mean, I know it's crazy that I'm craving something that I'm already having,
Yeah.
but I'm missing the extra.
The
I'm
extra
missing the
stuff.
sprinkles on the cupcake.
Yeah.
That's
the
what I'm
kids,
missing.
the kids had a banana this past weekend or the weekend before.
It was-
It was the best smelling banana I'd ever smelled. It was just like, oh my God. I want that banana so bad.
It may be a little early to ask this, but do you think you'll stay on this?
It is a little early to ask. I don't know that I could commit to this at this moment. I can honestly say I don't think I'll be able to commit to this diet like Kelly 7 days a week, 365 for 10
Forever.
years. However, I can honestly tell you that eating this way has changed my view on what I'm, even more so of what I'm putting in my body, and realizing how much sugar and how many carbs are in the food that we eat in wheat.
Yeah.
And high fructose corn syrup. It's amazing that we put all that crap in our bodies.
I definitely would say it has forever impacted the way I look at food. I don't know if I could do it forever, but it has definitely changed the way I
You
will
won't
look
go
at
back
food.
to eating the same way.
Like
Well,
if I went anything, I could see me being on keto and giving it the biggest full frontal squeeze tight hug. I would love being on keto right now, just with the little things you can have, because you've been so long, or we're going to be so long of not having anything, that keto sounds like a Chinese buffet at this point,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And it's like,
You can eat
I could
avocado.
do keto forever if I've done this, like,
True.
you know?
I think if you did something like this 5 to 6 days a week, and then the 1 to 2 days a week, you kind of ate what
Like a
you
cheat
wanted
day?
to. Yeah.
I'm like, does it work like that? Does it throw your body back into a cleanse cycle? Are you oxalate dumping? I don't know.
I don't know.
What is oxalate?
Hell if I know. I see it on the Facebook page. I don't know.
Just because we use or shoot those on these big terms, don't think we
Doesn't mean I know
Okay.
what the hell I'm talking about.
I want to ask the definitions from now.
I think it's like 14 days, like when your body kind of gets to a point, like you start dumping out all the toxins and stuff. I don't know. Ketosis, similar. Fuck if I know.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of
Eat meat, drink water, go to
eat
bed.
meat, drink water, go to bed. However, we still do drink coffee, but I'm a huge hazelnut creamer fan. Like, and it's heavy whipping cream,
And that's it.
and that's it. But you know what? I've come to enjoy. Actually, you're actually tasting more of the coffee this way. So, but yeah. So
Man, you find a good cup. I drink coffee black.
really,
I
Serial
don't put
killer.
anything.
What's up with you girls? Whitney drinks coffee black.
I used to drink with different creamers and stuff and all the flavored stuff. And then when I moved out, because me and mom would share it. And then when I moved out, it was just me. I can't go through a bottle that quick. Like, I'm not a heavy-handed creamer.
Yeah.
So I was, that was back in my poor days. So I cut it out. And
You're so disciplined.
now you missed
she
it.
is. I think you should try the carnivore diet.
I think you should.
I'm very intrigued.
You should. But by the way,
There's a few of us all doing it this month.
so
Do you feel like you're getting more energy? Because that's what I need.
I think I have not felt the energy boost per se, but maybe today is my first day of feeling that. I mean, literally, I woke up off the couch feeling great.
That's
I
what I
felt
need.
refreshed, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll go to the gym.
Because I came home and I was like, I need to work out, but I'm going to sit on the couch.
I mean, that happens too to everybody. But I'm going to warn you.
So just because I'm so tired.
yes, girl. I would go to bed as soon as I got
So
home
it's
if I
insulin
could.
spikes from all the crap we're eating
Crap.
and the gluten.
The gluten.
But I'm
Even the
telling you,
vegetables.
do not trust your butt. If you're
Do not trust a fart.
If you think something's coming, it's not
even
gas.
if it's
it's
like,
not gas. It's
even
not.
if it's
It's not.
like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I think no. If there's a hint of hesitation, just go sit down and look at Facebook
I've not
because
had.
it's real.
I have not had that kind of
It's real.
explosive immediacy to like get to the bathroom that fast, but some others have.
but if you have felt a change,
I mean, there's definitely a change, but it's like if you're not eating enough fat, you get kind of stopped up. If you're eating too much fat, you're too
so
loose.
were you eating too much fat?
I don't
He didn't poop for like the
know.
first how
Couple
many days? Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Welcome, listeners.
And
We're
then when I
talking about
did
poop.
go, it was not impressive.
Poop, poop,
And
poop,
then when the next thing you know, it was like, oh, okay. I was going up to Mount Airy to give a junk quote. And I went and got my truck. And then I immediately put my truck in park. And I had to go so bad. I went walking in with a limp. I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame dragging a leg in there trying to get to the bathroom before shit went down. And I did not have 10 seconds to spare. Otherwise, we would have sold my truck.
You'd have had to call Colt, bring you some pants.
Again. I would
For the
have.
second time
For
in
the
your life.
second
Third
time.
time
I
in
would
your
have had
life.
to have had that truck professionally cleaned because that's not coming
And
out.
then he would have
No.
sold it.
And then sold it.
I
He
had to
would've
drive
never got-
straight. I'd have had to go straight to Chevy.
Yeah, he would have never
And
gotten
I'm
past
trading
it.
in. They're like, sir, don't ask questions. Just give me the truck.
Give me a new truck.
I don't even care. Sir, just give me the truck.
I have not had that
Take
kind of
$500 off for the
pain.
cleaning. Give me a new truck.
Give me the truck. You might want to place that front seat.
Don't look in there. It's fine.
Don't even open the door. I don't care. Yeah.
You're like, sir, you have a lovely slip cover on your front seat up here.
It's not a slip cover,
You're
sir.
like, where are your pants at?
Left another pair in the trash can.
Krista, you should definitely try it, even if it's just for 30 days. Or
Yeah,
just a
I've been
month.
very intrigued because
You're disciplined. You
need
do stuff.
something,
You
yeah.
know, you're a disciplined person. Once you stick to something, once you commit to something, you stick to it. I think you should try it. You got nothing left, nothing really to lose.
Right.
You know, I did my lab work just before I started. I'm gonna do my lab work after, just to see how my cholesterol and other things are doing. But it's still too early for me to tell like the overall effect. So,
Okay.
but I will tell you, the first 5 days, a dull headache, kind of like, but then that passed. Not a headache since.
See, and I've had no headache. I never had any headache or issue, but I did have burn down the house kind of cravings this weekend. Like ill. God, I was ill.
She was fucking ill.
I think I just wanted a pickle
She
and a
even said,
donut.
"I'm done with this diet. I'm not doing this. I'm done with
I
it."
did. I was like,
So
you're
what are y'all
on your
gonna
own.
eat at the restaurant? Wherever we go.
Whatever meat they have.
Just meat.
Yeah, just
yeah,
Bring me the
just
meat.
So I went
Like
out.
we may do salmon. I mean, we could do pork chops, but it's also how it's prepared. If it's got like a glaze or any type of
Yeah.
crust or anything, we can't have that. So it's literally like, I just need you to sear me some meat and
With some dry seasoning.
So I went out
and just bring it out.
this past week to Epic Chop House to celebrate a friend of mine's birthday, and they ordered. We all split 3 tomahawk steaks, and but they ordered appetizers, and I could eat.
God, that'd be hard.
I ate a couple shrimp, and then of course I had my steak, and then they all ordered like 3 or 4 slices of different cakes, and they passed it around the table, and I didn't have a
That'd be
bite.
so hard.
That is very strong.
Not a bite.
What'll catch you, like the kids will, I want a spoon of peanut butter. And like in olden day, in pre this diet, whatever Sullivan didn't eat, she'd be like, here, mommy, I'm done. And I would just like
Oh.
lick the peanut butter off and throw the spoon away or throw it in the dishwasher.
Not no more.
Not no more. Like I got peanut butter on my hands the other day and I just looked at it and I was like, I washed it off in the sink. I did. I did. I washed it off.
Radioactive material.
I did get like a little bit of yogurt one day, and before I even realized it, I just subconsciously was like, because kids, there's just shit everywhere all the time.
And you're like, spit it out.
and then I like tasted the yogurt, and I was like, oh my God. But it was literally like just like a dollop from where
Yeah.
I opened the little packet or whatever.
Yeah.
But the stuff, and they like don't eat the whole cookie, so they try to give you the rest of it, and I'm like, baby, I can't.
Yeah.
I'll throw it away, but I can't eat that. Like, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. But I want pickles and salsa.
Have you cut back on their food any in a direction?
No, not yet. We're just feeding them poison.
Yeah,
God,
it's
they're
okay.
so picky.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd
That's
have to
gotta be
starve
hard.
them for days before they'd ever
Yeah,
get
like
Yeah.
literally,
We would.
We'd have to starve them, and then something like
Before
reset
they get
their,
in, yeah.
Yeah.
before they give in and start eating.
Yeah.
Of course, Dempsey's on the brink of starvation anyway. He doesn't eat.
Why do they not eat?
Who the hell knows?
I mean,
we
he's
offer him everything in the
so
world.
he has a lot of sensitivities, like things can't touch, like his hamburger can't have cheese on it from the mac and cheese. Like he's just very
Yeah.
particular. He only eats chicken nuggets and chicken quesadilla.
He eats a
and
hamburger plain.
hamburger
Nothing on
plain.
it.
Just
Hey, he's almost
the
there.
patty.
He's
He
almost
is
there.
carnivore. Maybe we should just give him carnivore.
Take the bread off. He's
But he
good.
don't
be
eat
fine.
steak. He will not eat it.
Yeah, Sullivan will eat whatever.
Yeah.
That little hussy takes my bacon every time. I always like fry up a bunch of bacon, and if she sees me eating it, she's like, "Mommy, I want it." I give her the bacon. Off she goes.
Now, how much bacon you sit eating at one time?
Like me, Like us?
I OD'd on
he
bacon the
OD'd
first
on
day,
bacon the first
and I
day.
had a piece of bacon for the first time again, like on Saturday, and I'm
I had
bacon.
2 pieces of bacon on the way to work just because it was ready. I just grabbed it out of the fridge and literally ate it cold on the way to work.
See, I feel like I would OD on bacon too.
I can still eat it. He
I
can't.
don't know if it was the bacon that we were eating at the time. All I can taste is the salt.
Well,
And I think
but that's a
that's-
key part of this diet is making sure you're taking in enough of your salt.
Why? I'm not cramping. Just kidding. I think
You should join us on this crazy
you should.
train.
You should do it for March.
You're gonna be done in March.
Doesn't mean you can't start. Start now. Start tomorrow.
Maybe I'll start after the weekend.
That's fine.
You should have seen
Good-
us.
a
We
good
were like
Monday.
kids.
You should
a good
start
Monday
We were like
after
kids
your
with a
Valentine's
black-
Day dinner on Friday.
with a
After
black
we-
credit
This
card.
dude. Say
Nah.
that again, babe.
I was gonna say we were like kids with like a black Amex or whatever it's called. Like right before we knew we were going on
Oh,
the diet the
man.
next day,
Eating it all.
we were eating shiki. It was like, what do you want to eat before we do
shiki.
this? I mean, we got it all. I have no craving for
Smorgasbord.
shiki though.
No,
I have no
it's
craving for
interesting,
shiki.
and even Kelly says that your cravings are going to change. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to look at stuff and be like, doesn't even like the kids and their sweet 16 donuts. I care
Oh
less.
my God, I would have eaten that whole container of sweet 16 donuts. Oh my God. Oh, those things look so good. Like that was hard. This weekend is not eating one of those. But I didn't.
Good
I didn't
job.
even lick the powdered sugar off my fingers.
Nice
Yeah.
work. Mm-hmm. That's control right there.
So you're going to come back. You're going to start it. You're going to come back and do a follow up for your experience.
Yeah,
All right,
Come
sounds
see
good.
us.
we'll start Monday.
Perfect. All right. Well,
You can do it.
We'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, Krista, for coming on.
Thanks for
Good
having
luck
me.
with this dude. If he doesn't show up on Friday, he's out.
He's out.
He's
Okay.
out. And
All
if he's
right.
listening, you should be listening, so you better be there on Friday. And thank you for coming on. We enjoyed it. Love your horror stories.
Thank you for
Hopefully
having me.
one day you'll find love. If not, just keep coming back and tell us what
Oh,
shitty
yeah.
people are out
Every
there in the
year I'll
world.
just give you an update of all the all the crap.
All the psychos. And thank you, honey, for coming in and co-hosting
Thank you for
tonight.
having me.
You did a great job as always.
Enjoy it.
Yes, good time.
And thank you to States Vegas Clothing Company. Thank you to Integrity Securities. Thank you to Casey Tate at Farm Bureau Insurance. And thank you to Hunk of Junk Holland. We'll see you again next time. Thanks.
Whoop whoop.